I understand how no one really needs me to tell them this, especially people in Alberta, but Alberta, the government, is lying to you. They are making things up, and they are ridiculous. This came a couple days ago when white COVID Dr. Tam lady ripoff, Hinshaw, this one. It doesn't matter. It's the COVID propaganda lady. She gets up and says, you know what? From now on, we are counting everyone who's staying home claiming sick. So if you stay home from work, if you're sick home from work, you have a cold or the flu or a stomach virus, and you don't go in and get a COVID test, you're counted as COVID. It's ridiculous. So if you have a stomach flu, and you know it's a stomach flu, and you know it's not COVID, and you're like, okay, I know I'm sick because I'm puking, and everything's just bleh all day, I'm sick, I'm not coming in. If you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to go out, spend an hour of my day being infectious out in public to get a nose swab so it says negative, so I'm not counting the COVID numbers. You're counting the COVID numbers. So everything is now COVID. Everything. They just said, she said it openly. And I'll link in the description where the video is so I don't get hit by a copyright and take this down. But then the most ridiculous thing is the government of Alberta, because people started playing this video clip, starts calling this fake news. Saying, no, this was never said. This is lying. We only count. It's like, no, we have it on video. Link below. So you have the Alberta government saying, you know what? To justify what we've been doing, everything counts as COVID. You have the Alberta government, which the National Telegraph has been reporting, has, the AHS has been misleading on their COVID numbers, the ICU numbers. The ICU was not at capacity. They were fudging the numbers. They openly say, we're going to fudge the numbers from now on. And the religious Tamites, or the Fauciites, whatever, religion, the great priest of science, will just go along with this. Oh, the numbers are out of control. Turns out, spoiler alert, the numbers in Alberta are going to be bananas. Absolutely bananas. Because if you're lying about the ICU beds, and then you're lying about the COVID numbers, well, it turns out you created a crisis. And then if you kick all the nurses out that don't agree with the vaccine mandates, well, then you have an even bigger crisis. Oh my God. How did we get here? 2 words. You did it. That's 3 words. But it isn't a word because it's Ramadan. I don't know. All right. You have all that. So this is the Alberta government just absolutely lying through their teeth, openly, brazenly lying, and then declaring anyone covering them on their lies is also lying. And this goes back to everything we've been talking about the last few years of the dangers of these fact checkers and Facebook pairing with the government, which they have been doing under the Trudeau administration. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, pairing with the government to sort out disinformation. Well, if the Alberta government says, it's disinformation to say we're lying about the COVID numbers, when a day earlier they're on video saying we're going to count everyone, again, everyone who stays home from work due to illness, no matter what that illness is, if they don't go and get a negative COVID test and then prove to the government they're not COVID, which no one's going to do, they count as a COVID number. And then reporting on this, the Alberta government says, I am fake news for saying exactly what they said in the video and saying it's ridiculous. Like, will this be taken down for COVID misinformation? Probably. Maybe. Who knows? So Alberta's gone even further, and they arrested Arthur Polinsky on an airplane, taking off the airplane. And this story is getting crazy. So I don't have all the facts here on the Polinsky stuff, so I'm just going to put that out in front. But it looks like his plane was rerouted to Calgary. I don't think his plane was going to Calgary. I think the pilot sort of, screwed him over, and he might have been the one filming it. He comes off the tarmac at Calgary. They arrest him. We don't know what it's for. Maybe breaking COVID restrictions. What I've heard is he broke COVID restrictions to go baptize his granddaughter or something. Whatever. That could be wrong. That's what I heard. I'm reporting that as rumor. What is not rumor, though, is think of the amount of resources the Alberta government has put into following Arthur Polinsky. Instead of just ignoring him. Instead of just ignoring him and saying, listen, you can't get... We're going to be reasonable. You can't get to 100% compliance on anything. Not 100% of people will never get vaccinated and will never get to zero COVID. We got to live in the realm of what's possible. But no, instead, I guarantee you over $1 million has been spent tracking Arthur Polinsky in the last year. Easily. Easily over $1 million has been spent harassing this man. For what? Defying government... the amount... I guarantee, and I don't have the numbers, but I guarantee you, the number of dollars spent tracking Arthur Polinsky by the federal and provincial governments combined is more than the amount of money and effort they've put in to tracking returning ISIS fighters in the same time period. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I don't have the numbers to back it out. I just know this government too well, and it's something I feel. It's just one of the things I know. Like, one of the things I know that Wikipedia still gets wrong is China's not a real country. It's actually a province of Taiwan, and I'm a big proponent of the one Taiwan policy because China's not a country, it's a province of Taiwan. That's a fact. Okay? No one else will report it. No one else is brave enough to do real geography and real history and tell you the truth that China isn't real as a country. It's just a province of Taiwan. Right? And should be under the authority of the Taiwanese people and the Taiwanese government because I believe in one Taiwan. Like, free Tibet from China and put it under Taiwan. Like, this is where I'm at. All right? So this is the type of thing. So the Alberta government is spending God knows how much money tracking and harassing Arthur Polinsky for openly defying them from a religious perspective. They're openly lying about their COVID numbers. They're lying about their ICU numbers, lying about bed numbers. And they're like every other government on the freaking planet right now. So the reason why this is so crazy, and I'm focusing on Alberta here, is Alberta's supposed to be our Texas. Alberta's supposed to be the freedom capital of Canada. Alberta's supposed to put the cowboy hat on, still have guns on the rural areas, and say, don't mess with us. We keep the country afloat economically by bringing in energy, right? And we don't listen to leftist bullcrap. Well, now you do. Now you do. You got Jason Kenney, who's in the same Aaron O'Toole, Patrick Brown, circle of that party. He is the next fake, conservative that again, there's going to be a big machine push from the federal Conservative Party to push Jason Kenney. He'll do the Aaron O'Toole show of, I'm a true blue conservative. And then, run on the left if he wins. But if you guys, from what I'm hearing, next conservative leadership race will be the exact same thing. Peter MacKay will be replaced with Patrick Brown, and Aaron O'Toole will be replaced with Jason Kenney. And if you can't figure it out by now, I don't know what you're still doing with your life, because I don't know if there's a brain cell transplant. I'll offer you 4 of them, because that would double the amount of functioning brain cells you have if you actually believe the Conservative Party is going to try and do anything remotely conservative with the Jason Kenney, Patrick Brown showdown. Brodown Showdown. All right, so that's it for today. Click the links below. Thanks to everyone who supports on Patreon and PayPal and blah, 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 blah. Like, subscribe, share the video. Tell your grandmother about me. Then tell your grandfather to not watch because, okay, this is going off the rails here at the end. Anyways, you know what to do. Push buttons, and I'll see you tomorrow.